What journal should I publish my article in? I hear this question every single time from a student or a client. They say that there are many guidelines online to help them choose a suitable journal, but all journals in their field seem relevant to them according to those guidelines. Some of them find going through hundreds of journals related to their fields of study very tedious and confusing. If you are one of those who have been confused by all the information out there, I have one simple but very effective method for you that I used several years ago for myself and I'm pleased with. This method works best if you've already conducted some research or literature review and know the influential researchers in your field of study. Let's call it Mariam's method. Here's a step-by-step guide to this method so that you do not reinvent the wheel. Step 1. Gather around 20 or more published journal articles from top experts in your area of research that are closely relevant to your own work in a folder. On a separate document, write down the names of the journals in which those articles are published. Repeat this for all those articles in your folder that you have used in your literature reviews. Step 2. Now make a simple frequency table. The rows should be the names of the journals. In the first column or the count column, you write down the frequency of each journal you see in your folder. For example, if after going through all the articles, you see 8 articles are published in journal A by top experts in your field, you write 8 in that cell. Do this for all journals, even if one of them receives only the count of 1. Step 3. Reorganize the journals in the rows based on the frequency so that the first one has the highest count. Then highlight the top 3 or 4 journals at the top that have received distinctly higher counts than the rest. This step gives you a clear indication of the relevance of a journal to your area of work that important figures in your field have also recognized. Step 4. Make a second column and name it Impact Factor. The impact factor of a journal is the frequency of citations from that journal during a given time, usually a year, 3 years, and 5 years. Your next job is to go through the websites of the top 3 or 4 journals you just highlighted, or for all journals if you wish so, and write down their impact factors. You can find this information usually on the main page of their websites or by contacting their chief editors. Again, reorganize the top 3 or 4 journals you have highlighted based on the impact factor, maybe in a separate table. Step 5. Make a third column in your table and name it Keyword Density. What you have to do now is to go through several recent issues or several years of each of those top or highlighted journals and look for the exact keywords of the main area of your own work. The best practice is to carefully read the titles and abstracts of those published articles that contain the exact keywords as yours and decide if they are very closely relevant to your research or inquiry. Back in your table, add 1 count for any such articles you find in each of the top highlighted journals. Step 6. Finally, reorganize the table based on all 3 factors, namely keyword density, impact factor, and the frequency count. This step will give you a clear idea of the top 2 or 3 journals in your field that are relevant, highly cited and trusted by experts, and contain the most number of published articles in the exact area of your research. This will be your final set of suitable journals for publishing your present and future works. This may be a time-consuming task, especially the part where you have to go through the articles and decide the keyword density and relevance based on several recent years or issues of each top journal. But I guarantee you that it is well worth it. This way, every time you'd like to publish an article, you have only a few journals to choose from instead of many journals out there. The reason for the effectiveness of this Mariam's method is that your trusted experts and scholars in your area of work have already done this task of choosing suitable journals to publish, so there is no need for you to redo this task or reinvent the wheel, as they say. Not incidentally, this set of journals will prove to be the most important ones in your research journey, mainly because as you review more literature, you encounter these names more often. Even if your area of work is very new, with this method, you still will be able to find the closest journals relevant to your work and save yourself a ton of time and effort wandering around a pile of journal names. I should, however, warn against the hidden bias that might be in this method that appears to be both positive and negative. The more scholars publish in a specific journal, the more similar scholars publish in that specific journal. It almost works like YouTube videos. The negative aspect is the bias towards a specific journal and neglecting other possible alternatives, especially the new and open source ones. The reason it sounds positive is that a specific journal throughout the years will end up becoming very specialized in a particular line of work and only attract specific scholars. So, publishing in that journal will expose your article to the most number of scholars in your area of work, and you have a higher chance of receiving more citations. It so happens that your own supervisors or trusted experts usually juggle between 3 or 4 journals to publish their works during their entire careers. If you don't like the idea of juggling between 2 or 3 journals each time, follow this method until you have managed to publish several articles. Once you're considered a well-published author, you may decide to send your manuscripts to the journals down that list or table you've made, or to look for new alternatives and avenues of publishing.